and I don't have to work every day. I can wear clothes. Master has given Dobby a sock. Dobby is free. I'm not.
I said I'm going to tell you what I said in terms of the earlier. Because you're still saying that I... Oh my god, dude.
What are you even talking about? You brought up the dogs out of nowhere!
Exactly.
So what point is it proving?
Wiggler is back. Yes, the Wiggler is back. Yeah, this is a Gamer from Mars video talking about Amouranth. The title of the video is The Adult Star Who Faked Everything, and they seem to go over the drama with, like, her abuse scandal. So I'm actually super interested to hear what his take is on this. Tom said he's going to do it tomorrow. I've had this on the docket for like a week now, and I just haven't been able to cover it because of Destiny. Is that a Nick plushie? Unironically, the plushie would probably sell.
Amouranth is a woman best known for her endless Twitch streams and revealing outfits showing off
huge tracts of land
for near.
Jesus Christ. I haven't watched a Gamer from Mars video in a while, but I feel like his stuff is kind of the gold standard right now for video essay content because he hasn't blown himself up yet.
Nearly a decade, this woman has dedicated her entire life to sitting in front of a screen for days straight as men gawk. While I never personally saw the appeal of watching Twitch streamers for hours on end, no one
Dan Clancy did. Dan Clancy looks at Amouranth and goes like, woo!
Can deny that Amouranth dominates this space for female streamers. But even though she films every waking and sometimes even sleeping moment of her life, the public doesn't really know that much about her. So today I want to attempt to uncover who really is Amouranth. With me finding a lot of information people seem to never cover. Let's start simply with what you probably already know from watching any of the countless wiki regurgitations.
Do you guys remember the video of Tipster? No, wait, I got into a huge drama one time where Connor called me like a big piece of shit. Do you remember Jessix? Jessix was involved in like the slasher stuff, but she was like a member of Tommy's community more or so, or she was like friends with Brittany Ventney. So she was super Catholic or whatever and anti-sex work. So I got into an argument with her one time, and then I donated $5 to put her name on the whatever phallic object that Amouranth was holding at the time. And then Connor called me like a monster, saying that I like betrayed her values or something. Because I had like, it was like, yeah, Jessix, woo! Or whatever. Like Connor like went on a super Catholic rant about how much of a piece of shit I was.
Videos on the subject. Amouranth appeared on Twitch
Connor,
in 2016.
Connor is Augie's co-host from Augie RFC.
Displaying her intricate cosplaying designs. Her early streams consist of her playing some video games and dancing around in her house. It would not be until 2021, during the height of the pandemic, when Amouranth seemed to crack the code of Twitch with the hot tub meta, followed by the sexy AI.
And again, I cannot believe the hot tub meta was allowed to stand like as long as it did. It was such a huge joke over at Twitch, and people would argue this or whatever. And like, it was twofold. I think the people were really annoying about it when they were saying like these people are like sexual deviants who are trying to like molest our kids through the screen or whatever and push sexual content to children or something like that. I thought that was kind of gay. I didn't like those arguments. But simultaneously, it was a huge black mark that like every week or so, there'd be like a new sexually charged way to turn it into a cam site. I mean, like we had the ASMR arc or whatever, just the regular like hot tub stream meta, right? It just kept like getting progressively more ridiculous until they finally started reeling it in. But do you remember like there was 24 hours where they did like a porn purge, but instead of purge, it was like an engorge for 24 hours, or all porn is basically legal. And they just started like broadcasting lolicon on the site. I do not understand how Twitch thinks that like doing all this while being associated with Amazon is smart.
ASMR meta.
Yeah, the artistic nudity thing, where like it was just an army of fucking weird women and like lolicons going out there just making making the whole site a complete porn haven. It was weird.
An immense viewership, she launched an OnlyFans that generated millions of dollars a month. While these gimmicks allowed her name to stay in the press, it didn't really generate real or substantial wealth, with the OnlyFans being the true moneymaker. With millions of dollars coming in, Amouranth decided to invest her savings by buying a gas station. Her fans and other content creators were very impressed by this business move that many called genius. As mentioned before,
literally like the fucking it's Breaking Bad. Instead of a fucking she's just laundering money through a gas. I'm kidding. Okay, but like it's the fucking the car wash.
Despite being renowned as the queen of Twitch and releasing thousands of hours of content, the streamer's fans know little about her. I've watched pretty much every interview she's ever done, along with several of
You guys didn't know she had a gas station?
her tedious streams, only to realize she doesn't really give a peek behind the personal veil. Her reasoning may understandably be to keep her personal life private, which makes sense with the variety of crazy fans she has amassed. But in 2022, things changed. Amouranth went live with a phone call exposing her verbally abusive husband.
This is why I watched it, because it gets right into business. We're 2 minutes into the video, and this is exactly what I wanted to hear about. I really do want to hear GamerFromMars' take on this, because I had a nuclear one back in the day.
She alleged that her spouse had total control of her finances, and forced her to perform sexual content for Stream and OnlyFans, and that she didn't really want to do all the
Yeah, she called herself Dobby the Elf, okay? And just sat there crying, saying she never wanted to be sexual, and then as soon as the guy was gone and out of the picture, P.S. they're still together. As soon as the guy was gone and out of the picture, nothing changed at all, and she continued doing the exact same content she was making before.
explicit stuff. Creators were quick to support the victim, and many were interested to see how Amouranth's content was going to change now that she was free from her husband. Yet when I compare her videos before and after her ex, it remains pretty much the same. Amouranth has never commented on this fact and outright refuses to
Are they not together anymore? My knowledge was that they are still together to this day.
answer any questions about her ex-husband. Instead, when she does talk about her personal life, she consistently mentions her love for horses and dream of opening an animal sanctuary in California.
Jesus, dude, she would get along with Vosh, right?
Besides what I just summarized here, virtually no one has ever put together the story of Amouranth. Like, why didn't her content change when she said it was going to? Who is her husband? And strangely enough, many people wonder if her explicit videos are fake, but we'll get to that later.
Wait, like she's like a fake dick in her porn? Is that what they're talking about?
Attempt to answer these questions, we have to start at the very beginning of the story. But before I go any further in today's video, I just want to give a
I wonder, could you start a class action lawsuit if you pay for porn and the person's not actually getting fucked? Like if you're an OnlyFans model who's pretending to be selling pornography of yourself, but in reality it's not actually like porn and it's being misrepresented, or it's like AI generated, do you think you could start like a lawsuit? Would you have legal recourse?
shout out to my sponsor, Factor. For the month of January, I decided to flee the colder weather of Pennsylvania and go down. Things get hectic at a restaurant. So if you're interested, them to get 50% at Factor with her older half-brother, who was from her mother's first marriage. When she was only 4 years old, this
the
brother
integrity of porn. Yeah, dude, guys, the integrity of porn actors is on the line. Wait, where is it? Dude, a porn star's life hangs in the balance.
up moving in with his biological father, and Amouranth did not see him often after that. She was then left with her other brother, who she did not get along with, and the two of them engaged in sibling rivalry.
And then I was stuck with my other brother, who had like the middle child complex, if you've seen that before, where it's like they don't get the attention of the young one, but they also don't get treated with respect like the older ones, so they just...
Wait, hold on, rewind? Why?
And Amouranth did not see him often after that. She was then left with her other brother, who she did not get along with, and the two of them engaged in sibling rivalry.
And then I was stuck with my other brother, who had like the middle child complex, if you've seen that before, where it's like they don't get the attention of the young one, but they also don't get treated with respect like the older ones, so they just kind of like act out of spite. So he was
By the way, all these Dr. K streams look so cursed now. Is there any good Dr. K stream? The one with Pokimane was weird, the Wreckful ones were weird, the Destiny ones are weird, the Molina ones are weird, the Amouranth ones are weird, the Dosha fucking Vata level fucking weird coked up scientist fucking vibe is weird. I struggle to see what Dr. K provides other than making extremely uncomfortable therapeutic content.
Kind of rude to me until he became an adult.
When reflecting on her childhood, Amouranth describes it as boring. Both of her parents worked constantly to make ends meet. Her mother was a preschool teacher, and
the Caterino one was weird. Yeah, it's just like every Dr. K story. Who is Dr. K? What did he do? He's like he's like the rewired soul if he was allowed to exist. Basically, that's what I get out of it. He's an actual therapist, not like a fake therapist, and he goes on and he has conversations with people and does basically therapy sessions live publicly for Twitch, which seems like a huge weird thing to do. I don't think that you should like. I don't know, for the same reasons why I don't like I don't know. Actually, that's not a good example, but I don't know. It's super uncomfortable to kind of watch stuff like that, and I don't know. He also had some weird Indian medicine thing where he's like, "Oh, your Vata levels are down. That means you might have COVID-19." I'm being super uncharitable. There's weird COVID take with like your Vata and dosha levels.
Father worked in IT, which resulted in them having to leave the young girl alone often. Despite having a dual income, her parents had no money to travel and never took time off of work to spend with their children.
Growing up, I was kind of just raised in front of a TV, like a lot of kids who had working parents.
While left to her own devices,
the Ayurvedic medicine, yeah, was it? Yeah.
Amouranth discovered her love for solo activities such as art and video games. Having limited ability to interact with people, the young girl grew to love
Didn't they
animals.
blame Dr. K for Wreckful? So there's some reasons why that's not an entirely fair thing. But also, I don't know if I would bring the suicidal guy on my stream to host a live therapy session. I mean, listen, I'm going to defend Keemstar to the end of the time with what he did there. But I think it's insane for a therapist to bring like a suicidal guy on like a therapy stream to talk to it doesn't seem super comfortable. I feel like he should probably know better as to not do stuff like that, to have his like therapy sessions. Also, there were some weird conflicting things there. Again, let me preface this hardcore. I'm not blaming Dr. K for what happened to Wreckful. I think without Dr. K, it probably would have gone down a similar path. I imagine it would have. I don't think you can like give one specific person the full-on blame, or I don't think it's cool to blame people for shit like this, because you don't know what made somebody's fucking reach the point that they were at, right? I just think it's a little irresponsible to be hosting a therapy session with a person that was as like in a bad place as Wreckful publicly on a live stream in front of an entire audience. Yeah, I just think that's kind of cringe. Also, simultaneously, he was bridging the gap constantly between, therapists and then recipient interactions, and then just straight up being his friend, which is like a huge no-no and a huge like weird breach. I mean, you can't just be like, "Listen, man, I love you. I'm gonna be here for you. I'm your close buddy," or whatever. That's not how a therapist is supposed to treat that situation. So he probably should have separated himself from it pretty early on. He's like a Dr. Phil of Twitch. Maybe. Yeah, that's not a bad way to look at it. You can't clinically there was just a whole lot of weird things going on with Dr. K. I don't know. There's Chud Logic streams you can watch that'll give you a much better view than I could provide or whatever on a moment's notice.
My neighbor's dogs just come up and roll over for belly rubs, and it was just like a genuine connection where it felt like you could actually connect to them without needing to be good at talking. And so animals became like the only thing I cared about.
Every day, she would spend time with dogs instead of making friends with other kids of her own age. She believes that because her parents didn't have friends over, the young girl never learned how to properly interact with humans. Eventually, her parents gave in and got their daughter her very own dog at the age of 12 when she could properly care for the pet on her own.
There was two trajectories. There was the Amouranth path where she got the dog, and there was the Bo Black's path where the parents said you couldn't have one.
Once she reached high school, she discovered her love for costume design and joined the theater club. However, her challenges with social interaction persisted.
So I was kind of like, I guess, a social outcast, and I can kind of like handle being bullied since I was bullied a lot in school for being a nerd before that was mainstream these days. People weren't like really fond of girls who were into video games. The guys were like, "Ew, it's a girl who likes her stuff," and the girls were like, "Ew, you like boy stuff."
Amouranth was a very gifted student, and at one point was top of her class until she grew tired of keeping her grades up. Despite her declining disregard for her education, she still was very interested in business. Her uncle owned a dog walking company, and he would talk to her about his different strategies for growing his customer base. She cites that this is what inspired her to start a business.
Is this the Bo Blacks documentary? It might as well be. It might as well be, chat.
Business of her own. Upon graduating, she decided to attend a community college. Finding love in dressing up to escape her monotonous reality, she decided to major in costume design. In need of some extra cash, she decided to take a job working at kids' birthday parties dressing up as their favorite.
What the fuck? I actually didn't know any of this. This is super interesting to me. So she was like a birthday party attraction. She's like the Times Square Spider-Man.
Characters. She enjoyed
like Latino Batman who's like walking down fucking Times Square.
Job and knowing how to get into character from her theater background and knowledge of costumes. From a very young age, Amouranth had taken up cosplay and spent hours alone creating realistic costumes to dress up as her favorite fictional characters. Eventually, she saved up enough money to open her own costume character company called the Royal Court Princess Parties. She even began a secondary business, Baby Epona Plush, creating her own pattern and sewing each stuffed animal individually. Due to her cosplaying, Amouranth received an interesting proposal from the streaming site Twitch in 2016 at 23 years old. She agreed and became a member, but didn't have much success at the start. Due to this, she found another job sewing costumes for the ballet. Amouranth believes that her lack of success streaming was because most people don't appreciate cosplay or the time and effort.
Let's jump to when she's on Twitch, because I mean, we got the backstory stuff isn't super relevant. And plus, I want to leave some of this for you guys to go back and actually watch on his channel.
Female streamers discovered a loophole in Twitch's terms of service. This all started when Amouranth began to notice that many female Twitch streamers appeared in hot tubs, wearing skimpy bikinis, and they were—
By the way, Amouranth had like a similar Tommy Innit dream drama, where like that other girl who history has since forgotten was complaining that she created the hot tub meta, and that Amouranth was like a poser or what. It's dude, I'm sorry. The whole like idea stealing thing is weird. I don't understand. All these people are literally gripping at like the same niches.
Getting banned. At first, the creator—
None of these people are like inherently creative.
How these women were getting
was it Invader V? I don't think it was Invader V.
With this, since Twitch had very strict guidelines on what streamers were not allowed to show. However, there was a loophole in the site's guidelines that allowed for women to wear this attire if the content made sense, such as when swimming. Amouranth started doing this as well, but she put her own spin on it. She brought the hot tub inside her house. From there, she would stream for 12 to 13 hours a day, straddling a pickle inflatable.
Yeah, I think this was literally the fucking stream. I remember the pickle. That was what Jessix was written on. And then someone also wrote Tipster on it, so there's a clip of Tipster being written on the pickle.
Her numbers began to rise exponentially as she started to make more money than ever before.
I would game in the hot tub, I would work out in the hot tub, I would talk to people in the hot tub, I would have like podcasts in the hot tub.
Even though she experienced success, there were some drawbacks from sitting in water all day long, such as developing chafing and pruned skin. Amouranth was so dedicated, she even wanted to sleep in the hot tub, but her manager refused to allow this due to
because she would drown and die.
Drowning hazard.
Yep.
Well, I honestly don't even understand how you possibly did the hot tub for 12 hours a day.
Oh, that was grueling. I hated that.
Didn't you dress up as Pickle Rick once? Coincidence? Yeah, I was a big Amaranther. Dude, I was a big fan of the Amaranth.
Like this, like it's so exhausting.
Despite disliking the conditions of the water streams, she began making more money, about $100,000 a month. Surely this made up for the uncomfortable conditions, and she has used this gimmick for everything it is worth.
Should I bring back Content Condom? Dude, Content Condom was like originally filmed probably about 4 years before that Nerd City video. I think it was like, yeah, it has to be at least 4 years before the Nerd City video for a different project that never materialized. And I just threw it in there because I was like, yeah, this is funny. They're going to get a kick out of this.
Selling the water for $200 a jar before dropping the price to $50. This is also around the time that she began to become more well-connected with other content creators. She would host collabs with other attractive female streamers such as Destiny's ex-wife. She then expanded
with other famous successful streamers such as Destiny's ex-wife. Did he do that on purpose? That is so demeaning.
She began to become more well-connected with other content creators. She would host collabs with other attractive female streamers such as Destiny's ex-wife.
What am I gonna do? That's absurd. That is so fucking out of pocket. Because I never know if he's making a joke, deadpan delivery, or if that's like if that was just the way that his brain concocted that sentence. But that's so funny.
Then expanded into collabing with adult stars such as Lena the Plug, Adriana Chechik, and Sky Bree. This hot tub meta results.
I'm never gonna forgive Lena the Plug for filming a sex tape with Trisha Paytas and making that go on my feed. If you guys thought the Bo Black stuff was bad, Trisha Paytas is fucking. It should have been illegal. There was a crime committed. That was just the worst thing ever.
In several male Twitch streamers being outraged over the site allowing.
I blame Eminem for putting her in the We Made It video, but I very much have hatred in my heart for and by the way, there's like Adam 22 is like a crazy mixed bag as well. I mean, what the fuck? Doesn't that guy get like some kind of weird thing going on every single year? They relitigate the Adam 22 situation. At this point, it's one of those like kid behind the camera points where I'm just like I wouldn't interact with that person. Meanwhile, Trisha Paytas jumped on his dick.
This behavior.
The hot tub meta. It's all over. It's so disgusting. I'm disgusted to call myself a human being when I see other people doing this, taking advantage of things like this.
The reason for their outrage was due to the belief that these women were taking over what was supposed to be a gaming site. Many also felt that it was showing adult content to young viewers. However, many came to Amouranth's defense, stating that
many came to Amouranth's defense.
The critics were just jealous. Despite these clapbacks, many still protested against allowing this behavior, but had virtually no success in getting anyone banned.
Gooned her defense.
And if they didn't like hot tubs, they would surely hate the upcoming ASMR meta.
Yeah, this is why she's perma-banned on YouTube, and people were trying to tell me, like, Nick, you don't understand. She got banned for no reason on all of her other channels, and it's like, that's not how YouTube works. These people think that they can just go on Twitch and get a day ban. If you post sexual content and one of your channels is terminated, they remove all of the rest of them. That's just how it works on this platform. So if you want to bend the rules and try to make sexual content over here, you're going to probably have a much bigger loss than you're immediately expecting, because Twitch.tv is like a horny group of like teenagers who are running an Amazon subsidiary company or whatever. I don't think I used that term right, but you get what I mean. I'm exhausted. But like, yeah, I mean, the Twitch rules don't traverse over to YouTube. YouTube is very strict on this stuff, and I don't know. People are like, wow, I can't believe her shit's banned.
Well, this doesn't...
It's because she was shooting softcore porn and like sucking on a fucking microphone. That's why her shit's banned.
Seem like inappropriate content, it quickly turned sexual when attractive female streamers began licking the microphones for hours a day. This was also paired with the young woman wearing revealing clothing while staring straight into the camera. Twitch eventually had enough and banned Amouranth for a fourth time. It may have been performing this type of sexual content that pushed the streamer to...
Like, she got banned from Twitch, and then she's like, I'm gonna go to YouTube and try the same gimmick. Okay.
Explore more ways to profit off of her body. It was in May of 2021 at 28 that she decided to start an OnlyFans. This is when she began making $1 million a month off of the sexual content. With her growing fame, the 20-some-year-old woman began doing interviews with YouTubers who asked her some questions about her background, but she didn't reveal much in response. She has talked about her parents' positive reaction to her job, but that seems really strange to me because at other times she has mentioned that her parents are very conservative Baptists, a group who don't tend to be okay with sex work.
What is this? Inshallah, Nicholas, your new alert?
What is Bunty King to you? A person? Who is Bunty King? Nicholas DeOrio?
Oh my god, I'm downloading that. Thank you so much,
What is
Cost,
Bunty
yet
King to you?
again.
A person? Who is Bunty King? Nicholas DeOrio? What is Bunty King to you?
Oh my god, stop. Holy shit, that's sick. I'm downloading this. Let me download this real fast. Sorry. That is so fucking cool. Oh my god, that is the perfect way. That is so fucking cool that you made that. Holy shit, download. Gimme. Got it. I got it. Okay. That's so. I'm gonna change the donation sound to that.
It might have something to do with like my upbringing too, though. My mom was very like conservative, and like touching yourself is bad.
As time has gone on, she often talks around questions dealing with her personal life and doesn't seem willing to open up about much.
Yeah, so Kate, I think of all of the conversations I've ever had on stream, this feels to me to be the most incomplete. I feel like we have a lot more left to talk about.
Stop,
Another contradiction that the creator makes involves posting explicit content.
What's the worst decision you've made in your career?
Probably not joining OnlyFans earlier. Another thing I guess is when I was first starting off, even though I have like a lot of money now, I kind of wish that while there was less saturation, that I had gone more of a mainstream creator route a little bit, kind of like kept that balance.
Through OnlyFans and streaming, Amouranth developed a large simp following that sometimes turns creepy and even dangerous. One Craze fan went so far as lighting her trash can on fire and attempting to burn the model's entire house down. She also experienced multiple cases of being swatted.
I've been swatted so much at this.
I wasn't her, right? There was 2 streamers who had this. Amouranth had a stalker for sure, but who was the one with like the Tourette's? The Tourette's girl, Sweet Anita, had like a stalker that they wouldn't do anything. They wouldn't even come, apparently, to the house or something. Yeah. Boogie had a stalker. No, I thought Sweet Anita had like a really crazy stalker who ended up getting like arrested.
Point where the cops, they don't even have their guns out anymore. And I tell them, look at my stream too. If I'm online, that I'm not dead, right? And they're still obligated to come by.
How often are you getting swatted?
A few times.
Yeah, with Keemstar, it's like they just call up and they're like, hey, Keem, or we're gonna have to drop by, we got a call. Or they knock on the door or whatever, and they're like, hey, come on out, you just say hi or whatever, and they leave. They don't kick down his door anymore. Once you're like a content creator who's been swatted several times, it just doesn't, it's not the exact same risk anymore. You kind of get like that agreement, but I guess not every police department is willing to do that. I imagine that comes with like the 3rd call though, right?
Times a month, typically.
Despite this being scary, Amouranth claims that the worst case she
tell them you're a celebrity. Yeah, dude, my favorite Eminem album is "I Am a Celebrity." Does anyone know that reference?
Experience had.
I don't respect you. So I respect
Oh no! What am I gonna do?
Please tell me I'm not crazy for hearing a less regarded Jar when this guy talks.
This is like, if you're gonna compare this to Jar, this is like Giga Chad Jar. This is like Jar has expanded past his like, he's burst through his limits. This is Ultra Instinct Jar.
To do with a man from Estonia. He allegedly flew to Houston, Texas, and then reached out to the model to give him a ride from the airport, believing that the two of them were in a relationship. When she did not pick him up, internet trolls gave the delusional poster Amouranth's address, and he arrived at her front door with
Wait, this is Superman and
really
Jar is
creepy, and
Clark Kent. That's a good one. Who said that? Lucid Enemy. Yeah, this is Superman and Jar is Clark Kent. Also, that shirt is not holding those up very well.
These came, the first time he showed up, they did a restraining order.
Yeah.
And like a trespassing warning. And they like dropped him off somewhere. But then like a year later, he came back again.
Despite this man being arrested twice for stalking, he appears to still be in the US and comments on her content to this day. This has led the woman to take extreme precautions to
Okay, so she did have the extreme stalker. I thought Sweet Anita had one too. Maybe it's a different stalker.
protect her safety, such as living in a compound with walls.
I heard you have a safe word for if you need to call 911.
It's actually like a button. I have a red button.
Wait, Ethan Klein has a button so he doesn't say like a fucking slur or something stupid on live stream. Amouranth has a button where the police will come. Like literally, like she has like a bank vault in her house, and if you trip the silent alarm, they'll come.
Press in my vault.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I run in there. It's like a gun vault with like a
Wait, it literally is a vault. Holy shit.
bulletproof door.
Even with the obsessed fans, it was beneficial to the OnlyFans model to generate other sources of income. Twitch began cracking down on other booby girls for their sexual content by messing with their ability to collect ad revenue, and shadow banning them from the front page of the site. In 2022, Amouranth needed to find other ways to make money and came up with a crude idea. She decided to sell fart jars.
Also, I'm not doing this, Amouranth is.
I haven't seen that guy since the fucking drama with Mr. Beast. I still don't really know my thoughts on him. She's doing what? Well, she probably stole this idea from Belle Delphine, who did like the bathwater thing. I imagine one of them was like, I'm gonna sell my piss, and they're like, yeah, you can't do that. Well, what can we sell? Well, we could just sell water and call it bathwater. Or it could be from the bath, I guess, and then we can, as long as you didn't bathe in it, we could probably sell that.
Why does this always happen?
People were both disgusted by this business venture as well as deeply entertained. She then sold these jars for close to $1,000 a container.
Okay, so it's marked on the website for the cutie patooties as
Do you think she just ate like a shitload of Chipotle and just started farting for like an hour?
$1,000 each, but marked down to $4.99. So I don't know what the actual sales
my
price was.
farts went down in value after a while.
I just want to point out that Belle Delphine's prices for her stunts were much more reasonable. Anyway, Amouranth claims to have made around $100,000 between the scent jars and hot tub water. Not too long after, she was banned from not just Twitch for a 5th time, but also TikTok and Instagram. It was at this point that she had time to try out some other ventures. With her millions already earned, the streamer had an idea to expand her content from just being a solo streamer. This is when she attempted to create a Wipeout-style game show with Twitch creators called Streamer Royale. Despite spending an exuberant amount of money on the event, it failed miserably, falling flat with her audience. Interestingly enough, Amouranth didn't take responsibility for the show not being entertaining, but blamed the other content creators for the disaster, making it clear that there was behind-the-scenes drama.
I felt like
I actually don't remember this. When the fuck was Streamer Royale?
Amount of money it took to invest, because that show costed like $500K to put on. Yeah, for the amount of viewers that you get in return, it was like, what, maybe like 20 to 50K or something. And then the amount of streamers that flaked or just like, were like, say yes, and then they drop out last minute, it pisses off a lot of sponsors. So it's just like too much hassle.
Later that same year, she went on a dating show hosted by Aiden Ross, where she interviewed different men who attempted to smooth talk.
Someone's saying, like, Nick, if you make a plushie, you should make it off the Queeman Wiggler. I think it's on screen. It's not on screen right now. I wouldn't do that. First of all, Hellbent made it, so I don't even own the rights to that. I would have to go through Hellbent to potentially make it into a plushie. Second of all, it's still like, I guess it's better than like a neckbeard plush because it's like a chibi thing, right? I'm sure. But I think it would be funny to make that as a plushie and sell it, but just straight up call it a Wiggler. Like it's like an official Keffel's merchandise piece that she'll make no money off of. Like that's extremely funny.
The streamer into going
Also,
on an actual date with them.
You can't put URR on the shirt. They wouldn't do it. It would get fucking pulled back.
Beyond being boring, it was also a little creepy.
How old are you?
How old do I look?
Predict above or
27.
below 3.
Oh, pretty close, pretty close. I'm 20.
We need to make some new memes before we try to sell any merchandise. I could sell a t-shirt that says URR, but I probably can't get them to produce a plushie for Ultimate Rape Review.
8?
You are?
Yeah, how old are you? Like 12?
Yo.
It seemed like solo streaming was the most profitable way to make money for Amouranth, and that these other ventures were not paying off the way she intended. Despite getting some mainstream media attention...
That's the thing, is like, usually the solo stream is the way to make the most money. There are self-serving ways to do charity content, like, you know, Creator Clash 2, but you saw how much money that Ian was able to make just by doing, like, a fucking regular charity stream. A lot of these guys willingly choose to go and do the harder thing because it'll be more like, you know, it's a good mixer event for YouTubers. It's a good clout like investment with like meeting all these people and putting on this event and having all these viewers tune in. It's a growth time for everybody. But if your whole thing is just, I want to send X amount of dollars to charity, you can just fire up a live stream and do it on any Saturday afternoon. You can just do like a 24-hour stream too, a 12-hour stream even. You'll make a shitload of money for charity, but it's not as big and bodacious that way.
She hadn't really cracked.
I thought Creator Clash never made money. No, it's on the contrary. The first year they made a ton of money. I think it was like $1 million for charity or something. Which only I wonder how much money they spent to make $1 million for charity. Jesus, but yeah, the second time they lost money. So I guess that's a net negative.
Through to the general public until 2022, when her story finally got
It's like you don't have to throw an entire boxing event. You can just do like a regular gaming stream or whatever, or just have your friends come on and hang out with you.
Intriguing. You see, while Amouranth has always kept a cool demeanor, she randomly broke that facade on October 15th, when she logged onto stream wearing her typical revealing outfit. What was different, however, from normal was that the sound was muted and she was visibly upset while holding a phone up to her ear. Then all of a sudden her audio was cut on, and her fans were shocked to see their beloved Amouranth having a full-on mental breakdown, as a man screamed at her on the phone.
Dude, I remember watching people talk about this, and all the comments were just disgusting. Like, there was somebody who had a shitload of likes and a comment that said, "Not my proudest wank," with, like, this image on the screen. Just, like, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. I'm sorry. It's, like, it's way too much for me.
No? I tried to tell you what I heard. Did not say that? Are you saying you did not say that?
I tried to tell you what I heard from you. And then you called me a liar.
Then you tell me, what did you say?
Her followers were deeply concerned for the woman as the man—
for the life of me, I just wish I could hear the beginning of this conversation and how it progressed to this point where she's crying on stream holding the phone. I would give anything. I would give anything to hear the beginning of this conversation.
What is Bunty King to you?
To understand how it got there.
And threatened to kill her dogs and horses, and shut down her accounts, sending all her money to a bird sanctuary. If no call in 1 minute, I will absolutely make sure your horse goes to the meatpacking house.
That's so fucking crazy to say. Holy shit. Your horse is gonna be glue.
Fans at first were confused by what they were hearing. How did this man have so much access to the streamer's bank accounts? And why was she so afraid of him? When the answer became clear, Amouranth's fans' perception of her changed forever. As it turns out, the cosplayer had been secretly married since 2015, with the relationship—
Do you remember the fucking drama behind this? Because it's like this domestic abuse type situation, and I think the key to our tweet was Amouranth lied. She was married the whole time, and people are like, "You fucking piece of shit. That's what you took away from this?" Like, it's like her saying that they're gonna kill the horse is gonna be fucking turned into ground beef and served at McDonald's, that he's gonna like beat her senseless and murder her. Okay, he didn't say that, but and then like Keemstar tweeted out like, "Amouranth lies. She had a husband the entire time."
having become so abusive that she couldn't hide it anymore. Initially, the Twitch community was quick to support the woman and feared for her safety. This led many to call the police to do a wellness check. I was able to dig up the police reports following this stream, revealing a messy and convoluted tale. As it turns out, Amouranth and her husband got into a very aggressive dispute over the amount of time she streams. The content creator claims that her husband became enraged when she refused to do a show for 24 hours straight. Then, while at a party, she did not answer his texts because her phone died, and this is what triggered the fight on October 15th. The model broke down and streamed the phone call, allegedly tired of living a lie because her husband forced her to keep their relationship a secret. The next morning, one of Amouranth's Twitch moderators—
The one thing I never got is, like, okay, never mind. I was gonna say, why would the husband not want to be known as the girl, like the guy who's like fucking Amouranth? But then it's like, oh, because it's bad for business to allow this. Because they need you to think that you're single or whatever, so they can think they have a shot with you, so they can move money faster.
Come check on her. The content creator reassured the officers that everything was fine, and they ended up—
I don't know why people unsubscribe from content creators. Like, why do people unsubscribe from content creators or whatever that are like OnlyFans people if they get married? Or like, if Pokimane had a wife, why would that like affect her financially? Because like, the odds of these people getting divorced is so dramatically high, right? Like in these content creator spaces, that it unironically means that you probably have a bigger shot to fuck them than you did before they were married, you know? A wife, sorry, a husband. Yeah. A wife, dude. No, but like I don't understand like why do these people why do people unsubscribe when they get like partners when the reality is that your chances have probably increased when a social media influencer ends up getting married.
Leaving. Then only a few hours later, a man who claimed to be her uncle called the cops asking them to visit the woman again, citing possible domestic abuse.
Like statistically, I feel like all these people cheat on each other. I don't know. Hollywood and YouTube are very similar apparently.
The cops would end up coming to her house
I'd pay for that OnlyFans.
3 times in just one day. On each
I read that from chat. The quote is from chat. I read that from who said that? That was McNulty's sober companion. That was not Nick DeOrio. I didn't say that.
Occasion being sent home as the streamer claims she was safe. The next day, the police were called again, and Amouranth admitted that she had been fighting with her husband, but she was safe, and claimed that he wasn't at the house. The deputy put out the statement, "I did not observe any indication of physical assault." All while this was
wow, I never read the police report on
happening, Amouranth's longtime cameraman would be discovered as the main person reporting the situation to the police, and then to the general public following the breakdown stream. This camera person, Mars, tweeted out photo evidence of him calling the cops without Amouranth's permission. She did not appreciate his help though, and even tweeted at him to stop, claiming that he had escalated the fighting and later fired him for trying to gain clout through her situation. Mars lost his job even though the streamer would go on to validate his claims of domestic.
That's crazy. Oh,
Did I not ask you
God.
nice enough? I don't respect you.
So she literally fired him for that? That kind of plays into the narrative then.
I unsubbed when I heard you were dating Mika's rhetoric.
Well, you should come back because never, ever, never.
Turmoil.
And so I ran in here to call the cops, and he literally kicked the door in and broke, like, this doesn't even have a hinge anymore.
It wasn't
That's a tax write-off.
Until October 18th, and nearly 4 days later, that Amouranth made a video explaining the situation more, and telling her fans that she was okay and that her husband was seeking help. In the upload, she laid out the claims that her spouse had been forcing her to stream long hours, only allowing her to get 3 to 5 hours of sleep a night, and that he had essentially pimped her out, forcing her to wear revealing clothes on the internet.
I just hope that people still watch. Without so much.
I hope people still watch. Never even once. This is probably the only time I've ever seen Amouranth wear clothes. Was this video. I've never seen Amouranth wear something where her cleavage is invisible. It was literally this day, and then the next day it was like a family. Dude, it's literally an episode of Family Guy where at the end of the domestic abuse episode, it just ends, and then the next episode, it's completely reversed back to the fucking previous. Like nothing has changed. It's like a sitcom.
Titty showing.
Immediately, the entire community was sympathetic, as she
Dobby!
received tons of support and labeled her husband a domestic abuser.
Well, she was already live, but she unmuted during an argument with her husband over the phone. And this troglodyte sounds like an absolutely unhinged maniac.
However, a few began to have some reservations about her accusations, starting with how she addressed being prostituted by her husband for years, with her comparing herself to an elf slave character from Harry Potter.
And I don't have to wear cleavage every day.
I'm sorry. I think this one clip right here is like the main reason why people don't believe that her husband was abusive. It's this clip. It's because this is just one too far.
Slave character from Harry Potter.
And I don't have to wear cleavage every day. I can wear clothes. Master has given Dobby a sock.
I think this was one too far. And if it was some fucking crazy ruse or whatever, like this, the conspiracy theory is true, this is the reason why. Master has given Dobby a sock.
I can wear clothes. Master has given Dobby a sock.
Yeah, good one.
Dobby is free.
Many felt that she was making too light of the situation, and it initially seemed like her and the husband might be getting back together. Fans were outraged that she would even consider taking him back after the dramatic fights. And following this, Amouranth...
Like, imagine they started calling animal control about, like, the horse is in the care of somebody who's gonna, like, fucking kill it. Like, I mean, I doubt that she would want that to happen.
Amouranth would never talk about the situation again, going back to closing off any talks of her personal life.
Because, I mean, you went viral for this. You got a lot.
Her line was, "I can wear whatever I want," and she ad-libbed in the moment. Good job, Amouranth, but your line was, "I can wear whatever I want."
I hate the husband situation. Are you allowed to
Did he? It's a free help, true.
talk about that?
No.
That's
Can't
still.
talk about that one.
Master hit me
That's
with a
interesting.
golf club.
It's
and
not
killed my
surprising that she refused to discuss this, since there are so many unanswered questions that she clearly didn't want to get into. Some bitter simps also began to process the extent they had been lied to. Amouranth got married on December 4th, 2015, meaning that the entire time she was streaming, the content creator had been secretly wed. Worst of all,
What? Did anybody else... I'm sorry, what did he just say?
Had been lied to. Amouranth got married on December 4th, 2015, meaning that the entire time she was streaming, the content creator had been secretly wed.
Dude, there's no way that was an accident. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. There's no way that...
Worst of all, Amouranth had
I heard wet, yeah. It was like she was soaking, bro.
flat out denied the claim of her being married repeatedly over the years.
So you're not married?
No, it's just this stupid thing that they decided to make.
Are we gonna see the Keemstar tweet?
This fake thing up about it.
It's not uncommon for women with large male audiences on the internet to hide their relationship status because they know they'll lose subscribers because of it. Back in the day, Ethan Klein gave Amouranth multiple opportunities to come clean about the situation in 2021, pushing her for a response, and yet she constantly deflected.
Are you, what's your like personal life like? Are you married?
By the way, I hate that, like, outside the context of being like an OnlyFans whore, like, asking somebody about their significant other is like an extremely weird question if they're not publicly out about it, right? Like, there are reasons other than financial to not want to talk about your significant other. That is still a reasonable position, right? I don't know. I think it's kind of weird to just start hounding somebody about who they're married to or dating.
Are you living?
I'm married to my work, really. I don't really do anything else. Like this, I live and breathe and eat content.
So why is chat saying, people are saying you're dodging the question of if you're married or not?
No.
Like, I mean, if this would never happen, if this was like a male content creator, or if this was like, yeah, a male content creator, nobody would ever be demanding to know. Obviously, it's related to the sexual nature of the content and people are asking, but I think it's weird to demand somebody start talking about private people in their lives.
Like, I don't have time for that kind of thing right now.
It's so weird. This is so...
And you can't even go like, well, yeah, I'm married, because then people will just start digging into your life and trying to find out who it is and dox them, so I don't know.
confusing. The chat, everybody's convinced that you're married.
A forgotten aspect of the story that I discovered in my research.
Okay, so unfortunately, she's a OnlyFans girl and does boyfriend experience. Okay, so, all right, how do I say this? If you pay for boyfriend experience, thinking you're actually like the boy, it's boyfriend experience, right? It's not real. You're not the boyfriend. You're never going to be the boyfriend. None of these people are going to ever have sex with this woman, literally ever. So you're like, I'm sorry. Even if she wasn't dating somebody, it still wouldn't be you. You know what I mean? Like, even if she wasn't married, you are literally last on the list of people, next to whoever else is already paying for the boyfriend experience. No one who buys an OnlyFans falls in love with the person who pays for the boyfriend experience package on their fucking private thing.
Was that back in 2018, the YouTuber L of the Day released a 10-minute video.
It prompts more questions. Yeah, sure, I understand. But there are people who have what you said. They say what you said, and they say that she's like manipulating her audience or whatever. It's like, I don't know. I understand it more as like an anti-porn take than like a manipulative personal attack.
Video showing pictures of Amouranth with a man he...
It's a fantasy thing, they're self-deluding. Well, there's also a bunch of extremely degenerate coomers who absolutely are not doing it as a fantasy thing. But, again, they probably shouldn't be using porn if that's the case.
Claimed was her husband.
I feel like you owe these people an explanation because you've been scamming their hearts pretty much. Because I'm sure if they at least...
Unless you're the stalker, that will get you through the door. Good one.
saw you wear a wedding ring in a stream once, they would have known, but you didn't do that.
The video received a decent amount of attention at the time, especially on Reddit, where he also posted his findings. Amouranth was furious about this, and attempted to silence this creator by getting his video taken down and his account banned for simply exposing the truth, even speaking to media outlets about the situation.
Whoa!
I've been spending the last week trying to figure out how I can avoid getting that video removed because YouTube emailed me saying that someone, an anonymous individual, has striked it. Well, not striked it, but reported it as an invasion of privacy, some type of privacy complaint, right?
As it turns out, this YouTuber would be completely accurate about Amouranth and nearly lost his channel because of her desire to keep it a secret. During the 2022 phone call stream, the creator was quick to blame her husband for the lies, claiming that he forced her to lie to her fans about the relationship.
I've been begging him to stage content with me for years. Just fucking stream with me if he wants higher numbers. No.
Jesus.
No.
I miss all of this. When the fuck did this happen?
No, ruin the business model. The illusion. Where?
However, this doesn't line up because in 2020, a man named Nick Lee posted on Twitter that he was married to Amouranth.
Avoid getting that video removed because YouTube emailed me saying that someone, an anonymous individual, has striked it. Well, not striked it, but reported it as an invasion of privacy, some type of privacy complaint, right?
As it turns out, this YouTuber would be completely accurate about Amouranth and nearly lost his channel because
Oh, yeah, the husband is Nick, right? That's her husband's name?
Because of her desire to keep it a secret. During the 2022 phone call stream, the creator was quick to
Nick will deny being married. I am not married, chat. And if I was, you would never know.
Blame her husband for the lies, claiming
This would have been during the Keemstar Salvo show? Oh.
that he forced her to lie to her fans about the relationship.
I've been begging him to stage content with me for years. Just fucking stream with me if he wants higher numbers. No. No, ruin the business model. The illusion. Where?
However, this doesn't line up because in 2020, a man named Nick Lee posted on Twitter that he was married to Amouranth, even sharing a marriage certificate.
Nick is married to Smaggle.
This would turn out to be the identity of Amouranth's husband. Though upon closer examination, this might just be a troll who figured out his identity back in the day and nobody noticed. For a second, I thought it might actually be him though, because the deranged behavior would line up with what is known about him from the controversy. Not much is known about Nick, other than he was born in Taiwan in 1983, making him 36.
Oh my god, dude, wait a minute, alright? He was born in Taiwan. You know what else? You know who else is in a Taiwan like location? Internet anarchist. Okay, buddy. Wait a minute, chat.
6 as of writing. He likely met Amouranth through cosplay.
Oh wait, that's Thailand? Oh. Shit. Well, that didn't work. That was a bad... Oh, rip. Damn it.
As the two of them often attended events together. Fans also...
It shows how degenerate I am. I didn't realize those were two different places there for a second.
Began to question her claim that
I keep doing that? Is that like a thing I've done already?
That he forced her to work long hours. And
guys, I am not a coomer. I'm a racist. It's a different shut up.
And didn't let her sleep. Since following the massive blow-up, Amouranth returned to work, streaming as consistently as usual, and complaining about her lack of sleep.
I'm sorry. Speaking of lack of sleep, I'm fucking dead. We're gonna finish this video and I'm out of here.
Saying all these things about her husband and basically saying that...
Is that Jalen? Are we watching a Jalen video right now?
The husband forced me to do all of this. She went back to the OnlyFans.
Wait, that's not Jalen. That's Jalen's voice, but that's not Jalen.
About her husband and basically...
Wait, that's Pegasus?
Saying that the husband...
That's what Pegasus looks like?
Husband forced me to do all of this. She went...
Oh my god, I got them mixed up. They're just so forgettable. Oh fuck.
Back to the OnlyFans. Back to the topless sort of streams, the hot tub sort of streams, and radio silence from the entire internet. Nobody bothered to do an...
Bro called Pegasus Jalen. I'm sorry. They're so interchangeably bad.
Update on this because that would sort of go against the entire narrative that everybody wants to...
I can't unhear that now. I never even thought of that. They have very similar voices.
And almost immediately after declaring to no longer want to wear sexy outfits, she engaged in the censor bar meta. Fans were quick to call her out for the sexual nature of the stream, but Amouranth clapped back on Twitter stating...
Dude, Amouranth clapped back, yo.
It would be selfish and irresponsible to do a 180 at a moment's notice. I gave 60 days notice to my lewd content staff, letting them know they could find other employment, but their positions would be locked in for 2 months. Well, it has been 2 years since she gave the 2 months notice, yet the adult content creator continues to regularly post on OnlyFans and engage in revealing streams. Jumping forward, recently some Redditors have discovered that Amouranth may not be divorced at all, as there seems to be no court records of it. While on financial
Dude, that would be fucking crazy. Is that real?
Audit with Caleb.
Wait. Oh, she did Caleb Hammer thing? Funny story, Caleb Hammer was like Augie's favorite content creator while he was on break, and he was constantly talking about Caleb Hammer. You know the way I used to talk about Destiny in like 2021 or something like that? That's how like Augie was talking about Caleb Hammer. And then that allegation came out about him trying to get the gay guy to do like fucking porn or something came out. And I was like, hey Augie, you really like this Caleb Hammer guy. What's going on with this weird porn thing? And he was just like, dude, what the fuck? I don't even remember what the resolution to that was, but he was like, dude, Caleb's just such a normal guy. And it's like all of a sudden there's this weird porn thing that happened.
Hammer, he discovered that she still owned the old house that was purchased by Nick's dad. When questioned about this, she claimed it was used as office space.
I'm thinking about moving them all to the main house. I'm just trying to get that space figured out first before I just decide to kick my own staff out and start renting it out.
Sure.
Dude, I unironically am going to super miss the Squid Game mode. I think it literally ends today. Today's like the last Squid Game day. Like the roulette gun and the fucking kill streaks are so fun.
And then you got to have like stuff moved. I still kind of use it as a storage facility too for my stuff because I didn't want to just move all my stuff and I didn't need per se.
Even Caleb seemed to find it strange that she hadn't moved her employees to her Texas mansion, but he didn't push the streamer further. Now, the legal system is incredibly slow, so she may be going through the process of divorce still.
Years.
But I was unable to find any evidence that Amouranth had ever officially filed. The streamer has never once claimed to be—
And the thing is, if you're gonna fake something, faking something with like your partner or your spouse is probably the smartest way to go about it. Because as long as they're in on it and they don't actually divorce you, you'll probably never hear about that again. And people won't really dig into it because if they dig into it, they look like horrible human being degenerate weirdos, right? Like you look like a total scumbag if you attempt to like investigate the domestic violence dispute between Amouranth and her husband. It's not optically smart to, I guess, delve down that rabbit hole too far, even though we can kind of see there's a lot of cracks in the story.
Divorced.
Ask President Sunday to look into it. Yeah, dude, President Sunday will get to the bottom of it. That's where we're going to deploy him next.
Nor has she said specifically that she would be filing. The only thing we do know is that she kicked Nick out of the house and that—
Yeah, they were already pretending not to be married. Now they're continuing, basically, if that's the case.
He was in therapy. It's unclear what exactly Nick's role was in Amouranth's OnlyFans empire. Some say he starred in her videos originally, while others claim he worked behind the scenes as an accountant. She revealed to Aiden Ross and Young Gravy once that—
Dude, they asked you— Dude, some people thought he starred in the videos. But other people think he's an accountant. I'm sorry. Never mind. Alright, listen. Listen.
She had multiple men who star in the videos.
If you don't feel comfortable, you can pick something up.
Relationally, collab-wise, I don't know how to—
I'm sorry, it's just such a funny thing to say about an Asian guy. I can't get over that. It's crazy.
Collab-wise? Wait, so you only have one body?
For relationships, yeah.
Okay, but like outside of
relationships.
That's the question. Thank you, baby.
Yeah.
These men are paid actors by Amouranth, and she does not have a meaningful connection with any of them beyond creating OF videos. Meaning that perhaps her husband had an agreement with her to sleep with other men for business purposes before the falling out. With Amouranth streaming with the rotation of men, some speculated that one of them was the rapper Young Gravy. The theory starts by pointing out the two were first seen together in a hot tub with Aiden Ross, and then went together to the Streamer Awards.
I don't get it. If you're going to shoot porn with Young Gravy, why wouldn't you just say it's with Young Gravy? There's significantly more money to be made if you say it's with like a notable figure, right? Like, why would Young Gravy, unless he just wanted to fuck Amouranth, go through that whole thing?
That is the award show. Amouranth posted on OnlyFans an explicit video of her with a man in the shower. While the man's face is not shown, he is wearing a Hawaiian shirt, which is a trademark of
Okay, but like, why would, if he didn't want to be known as Young Gravy, why would he dress like Young Gravy to fuck Amouranth? Like, this makes no sense to me.
Young Gravy. The two went on to collab in a music video together, along with the mysterious YouTuber Dream. The last
What? What? Okay, that's not actually a dream, is it?
Collab in a music video together, along with the mysterious
There's no way that's actually... When the fuck did that happen?
YouTuber Dream.
Yeah, it is. Dream, Young Gravy, and Amouranth made a video together, and I'm just now hearing this.
The last inconsistency in this whole husband drama involves the reasoning behind her desire to make money. At first, she claimed that Nick wanted to get rich and was forcing her to put out...
It was Dream in the shower, dude. Dream was fucking Amouranth in the OnlyFans stuff. I will find out.
Content. But when the relationship ended, she had enough money to retire, but decided to continue to produce content because she wanted to open an animal sanctuary.
My inspiration for my animal sanctuary is a little more bittersweet. I didn't have many social experiences growing up. I kind of just made friends with animals and stuck to my own little room.
She stated that once she has enough money to keep the shelter running, she would retire for good. Well, as of 2023, she claimed to have made $57 million. But
Maybe she just likes making porn, guys. I know, it's crazy, right? Maybe she just likes making porn.
It still wasn't enough. Caleb Hammer called her out on this, stating that she had already hit her goal.
You know, if that $45 million was just in the overall market, $45 million, and you withdrew 3% for the rest of the year, which means it'll pretty much never run out.
Smaggle, nobody thinks that there's an actual porn of Dream, Young Gravy, and... What? Why did you think that the takeaway of what I said was that Dream shot a porn with Amouranth and Young Gravy?
That would only
What
be
is wrong with you,
$1,350,000 a year in guaranteed income for the rest of your life. So you already hit the goal if you were in the overall market.
I would have to finish my investing, my private equity to be able to get that much, actually.
In an attempt to perhaps...
I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. Someone's like, a goal or whatever, because they said goal in the stream.
To get people to talk about something other than her husband's, Amouranth decided to release a beer that was made from her own vaginal yeast called...
No fucking way. Are you serious? That's fucking disgusting.
...called Essence of Amouranth by Yoni. This beer cost $22 plus delivery for just one bottle, but it gave her more media attention along with her new adult device, a mold of her nether region.
Rumor has it that part of your vagina is in this beverage that I'm drinking.
Oh, it's not rumor. It's factual.
How is...
Because I gave the company my yeast, and then they grew the yeast, like, you know, the culturing of it.
She also began to get involved...
That's fucking disgusting. That is fucking vile. Ew. Okay.
...with boxing, going to the gym more seriously than in the past in order to train. Amouranth announced to her fans that she planned to fight in Spain against a woman named Maichi, a Spanish streamer. This ended up not happening when Amouranth announced she had ovarian failure and had to undergo surgery. Despite her attempts to steer clear of drama, she found herself in some hot water when fellow adults...
Is it still for sale? No, I hope not. I hope it's been banned by the FDA.
Adriana Chechik randomly began exposing her during a stream for the oddest of things.
Everything is fake, like literally.
Yes, I've been subscribed.
Yeah, so you know that all the BG videos, it's not real.
Yep.
Yep, it's all fake.
The fuck? Isn't that the woman who fell and like broke her back at TwitchCon? Isn't Adriana Chechik the one who's just like... She's like, Adriana, how was TwitchCon? I broke my back. What? How? My back is broken. What? In what way? Spinal.
Yes, I do.
This isn't the first time someone accused Amouranth of strategically using angles to make sexual content look real.
Wait, that was Chud? Wait, where? Oh my god, wait, it's Chud! Holy shit! Wait, it's actually Chud. No way. Dude, there he is.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. This isn't the first time someone accused Amouranth of strategically using angles to make sexual content look real when it wasn't. From what I ascertain from these online coomers' complaints, they claim not to see any real penetration since she blurs and conceals her nether region. If true, this means that Amouranth has been able to successfully charge large sums of money to her simps for videos that don't actually show anything.
That's awesome.
Adriana seemed upset over this because Amouranth had one adult industry.
Dude, could you imagine if all these fucking people are just like, I've been having to take dick for years and all you do is slap it on yourself, you fucking bitch.
Awards for physically faking it, which could have gone to more deserving sex workers.
I committed my life to this.
Dude, oh, I love this. Dude, this is why Gamer from Mars is next level. Holy shit, dude, the Chuck McGill reference.
You don't slide into it like a cheap pair of slippers and then reap all the rewards.
Despite her bad blood.
Unironically, goated video. Goated video just for that reference.
With the adult star, Adriana did stick up for Amouranth when two female streamers named Indy Fox and Dan Dangler hatched a plot to expose her. They reached out to Miss Chechik after Amouranth was banned from Twitch for the 6th time. They offered for her to come on a podcast to talk about the infamous streamer and for Adriana to expand more upon the comments she made. This backfired horribly for the two mean girls, as Adriana released all the messages and publicly called out—
Who was the streamer who started on OnlyFans? The video she released was her as a child? I don't remember, but that definitely did occur. Yeah.
What is
yeah, it was a family video. They made an OnlyFans video, and they put like a non-sexual family video on the OnlyFans. It's weird.
The women in a tweet.
Sorry, I had to add the extra context there, otherwise it's still weird, but it's not as weird as you thought.
Stating, Dan Dangler hit me up with a text from Indy Fox trying to get me to do a podcast with her to bring Amouranth down. Like, no, I said she was mean, but I'm a grown woman and it's not my job to defame anyone. Indy Fox and
Dan Dangler sounds like the name of a fucking hockey guy, not like a porn star. Like, oh, look, it's Dan Dangler, but instead it's like a fucking OnlyFans person. Stolen Valor.
Amouranth have a long-standing feud as they were seen as competitors during the hot tub and ASMR metas. In the end, Amouranth managed to supersede Indy Fox as top creator because following this stunt, she was permanently banned from Twitch. Amouranth went so far as stating that it was her who baited the rival into the ban by getting her to push more boundaries for attention. As of recently, Amouranth has decided to leave Twitch because of all the bans and signed
because she signed a massive contract with Kick is the only reason she left. It has nothing to do with the ban.
$3 million contract with the platform Kick. She recently became brand ambassador for 2 adult companies. She also invested in Wildcard Gaming and is also a co-owner. As for her personal life, I don't think she will ever share the truth behind it. When asked about having kids, she seemed pretty dismissive of the concept.
Can she even have kids if she had like an ovarian failure? Is that something that would prevent you from having kids?
And you don't know if you want kids yet.
Got Steve Dangle on the brain. Bro, Steve Dangle's fucking videos watching the Leafs lose are like an annual thing I need to watch every playoff year.
Yeah, I don't know, because I never...
Every playoff season, I mean.
Wanted them growing up. Because my family was kind of poor, and so I never wanted to have to say no to a kid for financial reasons. But now I make so much money that I don't really have that excuse anymore. But because I've never imagined myself with kids, now
you got 2 ovaries. If you damage one of the back, I just assumed ovarian failure meant both of them.
I just don't know if I want them.
To be clear, it's not because people aren't reaching out to her. Even Kanye West has tried to hook up with the illustrious streamer. While nothing ever went down with Kanye, it's clear that Amouranth knows how to draw attention to herself.
Dan Dangler, the owner of the Danville Diddy Dome.
Despite all of her attempts to get more engagement around her name, she always seems to go viral for situations she never addresses. And that brings us to current day, with there still being a lot of unknowns involving one of OnlyFans' biggest stars. Considering she spends $7,000 a month scrubbing her content off the internet, it's no surprise she's been able to stay relatively secretive. If one thing could be said about Amouranth, is that she's extremely consistent. Having filmed non-stop for the past 8 years has given her a devoted fanbase, even if she seems to have some animosity towards them. At the end of the day, I don't think we'll ever get a straight answer as to why Amouranth doesn't just go and take her millions to build a dream animal sanctuary and leave the—
I really like Gamer from Mars' videos. It feels like he just gives me all the information. There's no weird fucking angle to it. It's just like, I'm going to show up, tell you all the information you want to know. You learn a few new things. It's like the gold standard for like a commentary video essay should be. There's two types of video essays. There's this type, like the tro type, and then there's like the I'm here to prove a point. Here's my narrative. And I think those are fine too, and that's kind of more of what I would make. But like, in a world of McClungs or whatever the fuck his name is, I forgot his first name already. In a world of people like that, I just am so happy there's Gamer from Mars.
The World Wide Web behind her, but I have a feeling that deep down she simply enjoys doing it and doesn't actually want to change.
I did it for me. I liked it. I was good at it.
Lewis McPronouns, and you just call it, dude, it's Lewis McPronouns. Holy shit. Wow. I'm telling you, like, that is just good. That is just a good video. There's just nothing bad to say about it. And you know, I like a commentary video when I talk more about what the subject of the video actually is and try to expand upon it than just insulting the person speaking for the entire duration. But I don't usually watch videos I like because it's not as fun for the audience. I'll do it every once in a while. No fat on that video. Yeah, it's just like solid 30 minutes. Just get in, get out, you know? Well, 40 minutes technically. I was today years old when I learned that Dream was in a video at Amouranth. I feel like that would have been a controversy. It's like Dream's got a child audience and he's working with like an adult film star named Amouranth, right? Like, was that not a controversy for him? True and real, yeah.
Did I not ask you?
It's not my fault for the vag yeast beer, Trevor. Okay, that's fucking, that's him, dude. He wanted to put the vag shit in there. It was her dream job. No, Dobby's a free elf. Dobby doesn't want to do that for a living. Dobby doesn't want to make porn. You know what the most charitable response is? Is that maybe the boyfriend was controlling, all right? Maybe it was all real. But then she realized that, like, hey, I was doing this for you, now I'm doing this for me, because I'm not giving up making like $50 million or whatever in the next 3 years. Sorry. I'd rather not. I would rather continue doing exactly what I was doing, but now with me as the focal point, than continue moving forward in this direction, like in a different direction, and giving up my like ability to never work a day in my life ever again. It doesn't really explain why she's still doing it now when she's got more money than she knows what to deal with, but I imagine people who are in their 20s... Alexa, how old is Amouranth?
Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old.
Okay.
And was born on December 2nd, 1983.
Well, that was helpful. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, who you guys got in the Super Bowl? I want the Eagles to win, chat. Dude, are you guys getting the shorts? The great and powerful Patrick Mahomes called the first down. the fucking Instagram reels of like, yeah, I just wanted to say how awesome Patrick Mahomes' ass looks today. like they just like use AI to rewrite like what the fucking commentators are saying over Patrick Mahomes. Amouranth is a Packer. Yeah, I'm going for the Eagles. I want the Eagles to win. The Eagles kind of got ruined by EDP 445. You just can't talk about the Eagles the same way without remembering that he's a pedophile. You know? It's like I would just love to talk about the Eagles, but unfortunately... unfortunately that happened. Tony Romo would say it. Who are the Eagles playing against? I think they're playing against the great and powerful Patrick Mahomes, right? I don't know. I don't know. Are the Chiefs in? I have no idea. Who beat the Bills? Is that how that works? I don't watch football. I watch the Super Bowl. I'm watching to see if they perform not like us during the halftime show. I gotta be honest with you, I'm all hockey all the time. That's the only sport that I regularly follow, and the Rangers have been sucking, so I haven't really been watching them. I turned on the Rangers for the first time yesterday in the third period after they tied the game, where it was like, I think it was like 4-4 or whatever. They were on the power play. Okay, man up with a minute left. And somehow they lost. Literally 5-on-4 power play. All they had to do was score and the game was over. And they've completed the comeback. And then it just went the other way. And I just saw it happening. I'm like, oh, that's not good. I sounded like the guy from the YouTube shorts, like, oh, that's not good. And they just got completely annihilated. It was actually super fucking pathetic. One of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, it was not as bad as 111, but it was rising up to that level. Holy shit, dude. I love hockey commentary. Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, there's just nothing like playoff hockey comments. There used to be. The fucking NBC guys were way better, but like, just the vibe of being in a playoff hockey arena is just so fucking crazy. It's like insane vibes. I doubt the Rangers make the playoffs. If they do, I'm going to probably buy tickets to game 1 and 2. There's just nothing like it. It's so expensive to go to the Garden for fucking playoff hockey. But like in an elimination game too, it's just so insane. The air is electric. Yeah, I've never like experienced such a crazy vibe before. I've only ever been to like 2 concerts and it was never like that. It was I went to fucking, who did I go to? Oh god, Maroon 5 I went to once. My whole family dragged me to Maroon 5. I don't really care about Maroon 5. But I also, the only thing I've ever actually gone to willingly that I wanted to attend was Drake. Unironically, the only concert that I've ever willingly attended was the Summer 16 tour at MSG. We're going to be watching a story time video from Jar.
So I know this might come as a shock to a lot of you, but I, JustARobot, used to be a groomer.
Nicholas DeOrio?
I don't know why this video
But
exists.
I heard you were dating Mika's rhetoric. Nice.
That is also horrible, and you should never repeat that. Whoa! Okay, that was loud. Thank you to Kells. Never say that again.
Of course, eventually I stopped because I just couldn't handle keeping the kids in this.
This is not AI, by the way. This is uploaded on the official Jar channel. JustARobot 2 years ago. It's an April Fool's joke, I guess, but it's extremely creepy, so we're gonna watch it.
Seats and watching them cry so much. But how did I become a groomer in the first place? Well, just like most groomers, it started when I was groomed myself. When I was just a mere child being groomed for the first time, my eyes were just full
Do you know that most of the commentary channels have not seen this yet?
of tears. I couldn't really handle the
This is JustARobot. His channel got unbanned and all his videos were unprivated, so...
traumatic experience all too well. But as I got older and could look back on my experience as a child, I realized someone had to do it. And I also thought, hey, there's probably a lot of money in grooming. So of course, I took a few classes in grooming, but I didn't want to just be any groomer. I wanted to be the best groomer.
That's a picture that now exists. This is a picture that exists of JustARobot that's not created by a hater.
The groomer who would go down in history. At first I was grooming animals, but eventually I moved on to grooming humans, and they progressively got younger. I was a madman when it came to grooming. I groomed adults, young adults, teens, preteens, but then I knew the biggest challenge was grooming kids. And yes, I understand that preteens are kids.
What the fuck is this, dude?
But when I say kids, I mean little...
He thought, like, how could I pedo code this even worse than it already is?
Little kids, like the ones who only have a single digit in their age. The type who will cry, bite, and squirm as you try to groom them.
Did he Google child squirming to get that video? Is he on a list?
I decided I didn't want to just work for any grooming company. I wanted to be a self-made groomer, run my own grooming business. Luckily, I was able to buy a windowless van for the cheap, and I put a slogan on it: the younger, the better.
I like this.
This is still supposed to be satirical, but...
A person?
Who is Bunty King?
Okay.
This is cute. I want this inside of me.
This is something that he edited and uploaded.
At first, I was
I guess somebody else edited it, but
having a lot of difficulty finding any customers, but luckily one of my friends gave me some very good advice. The best place for grooming kids was on Discord.
Mr. Girl will upload some shit like this, and then people will be like, guys, look at this fucking intellectual.
So I knew that was the best way I could get the name of my business out there. And the advice I was given really worked out. Before I knew it, kids from all over the globe joined my Discord, all being desperate to get groomed. Unfortunately, they were from all over the world, and
Queeman, I want to see Queeman watch this. I gotta notify everybody that this video exists.
my van takes up a lot of gas, so I wasn't really willing to travel too far to groom a child. But luckily, there was a child who lived pretty close to me, who said they were willing to get groomed. I told them, they got me really excited, and I was going to head over there as soon as I could. It took me a while to find the address. Keep in mind, this was back in the day.
This guy's like writing a fan fiction of him being a pedo, and then at the end he's just like, I'm doing it for hair.
Before GPS. Eventually, I found the house and went up to the door and rang the doorbell. The child greeted me,
April Fools!
saying that their parents were out for the night.
Yeah, this video does not stop. It just keeps going and going and going.
I showed them my bag and told them I had all my tools ready, and I was very excited to do this. They told me to wait for them in the kitchen, which I thought was pretty smart of the young little kid. After all, grooming does make a huge mess, and it's a lot easier to clean a kitchen floor than, you know, carpet or something.
People say like, oh, you should never put like clown makeup on because it might age poorly. Again, I have no idea what you should do with this video. This video shouldn't even be a thought in your head.
To my surprise, some other guy came into the kitchen. Maybe they were the kid's uncle or babysitter or something. They went by Chris Hansen or some other name like that. They asked me to take a seat, and I told them that's not how this works. They have to take a seat. If I take a seat, I can't groom to my fullest potential. They kept on demanding that I take a seat over and over again. Eventually, I finally asked him, do you want me to groom the child or not? He screamed no at me, to which I said, alright, good day, sir. Thanks for wasting my time and gas. The nerve of some people, am I right? I just realized this story makes
Does
no
anyone
sense.
have a version of this with the robot voice?
So I know this might come as a shock to a lot of you, but I, JustARobot, used to be a groomer. When I was groomed myself. When I was just a mere child being groomed for the first time, my eyes were just full of tears. I couldn't really handle the traumatic experience all too well. But as I got older and could look back on my experience as a child, I realized someone had to do it. And I also thought, hey, there's probably a lot of money in grooming. So of course, I took a few...
I actually didn't know that was there. It just crossed my mind. Like, it's an older video. It might have the robot filter.
Classes in grooming, but I didn't want to just be any groomer. I wanted to be the best groomer. The groomer who would go down in history. At first I was grooming animals, but eventually I moved on to grooming humans, and they progressively got younger. I was a madman when it came to grooming. I groomed adults, young adults, teens, preteens, but then I knew the biggest challenge was grooming kids. And yes, I understand that preteens are kids, but when I say kids, I mean little kids, like the ones who only have a single digit in their age. The type who will cry.
I'm sorry, I know this is supposed to be satirical, but this should get you put on a watch list.
And squirm as you try to groom them. I decided I didn't want to just work for any grooming company. I wanted to be a self-made groomer, run my own grooming business. Luckily, I was able to buy a windowless van for the cheap, and I put a slogan on it.
Was he actually a hairdresser? No, he literally wasn't. It's a bit for this video.
The younger, the better.
What is this?
Through it, or you can say nothing through it.
Who cares? No! You almost got me. You almost got me, you little bastard. You almost fucking got me, Goblin. You almost fucking got me, but you're not gonna get me this time.
I like this. This is cute. I want this inside of me.
At first, I was having a lot of difficulty finding any customers, but luckily one of my friends gave me some very good advice. The best place for grooming kids was on Discord, so I knew that was the best way I could get the name of my business out there. And the advice I was given really worked out. Before I knew it, kids from all over the globe joined my Discord, all being desperate to get groomed. Unfortunately, they were from all over the world, and my van takes up a lot of gas, so I wasn't really willing.
This feels like the longest 6-minute video I've ever watched in
to
my
travel
life.
too far to groom a child. But luckily there was a child who lived pretty close to me who said they were willing to get groomed. I told them, they got me really excited, and I was going to head over there as soon as I could. It took me a while to find the address. Keep in mind, this
how did he find fans? Like, how did fans watch this guy's channel?
was back in the day before GPS. Eventually, I found the house and went up to the door and rang the doorbell. The child greeted me, saying that their parents were out for the night. I showed them my bag and told them I had all my tools ready, and I was very excited to do this. They told me to wait for them in the kitchen, which I thought was pretty smart of the young little kid. After all,
no, that's gonna read!
Big content strategy problems here, Nick. I'll help you maximize your money, alright?
Who cares, nega?
grooming does make a huge mess, and it's a lot easier to clean a kitchen floor than, you know, carpet or something. But to my surprise, some other guy came into the kitchen. Maybe they were the kid's uncle or babysitter or something. They went by Chris Hansen or some other name like that. They asked me to take a seat, and I told them that's not how this works. They have to take a seat. If I take a seat, I can't groom to my fullest potential. They kept on demanding that I take a seat over and over again. Eventually, I finally asked him, "Do you want me to groom the child or not?" He screamed,
Jesus fucking. Send this to a friend with no contact? I think I might have to. Let me link this. I gotta link the robot version to quick.
"No" at me. To which I said, "Alright, good day, sir. Thanks for wasting my time and gas." The nerve of some people, am I right? I just realized this story makes no sense because somehow Chris Hansen's show is still a thing. GPS isn't a thing, but yet I still somehow can use Discord. But eventually, I got my first customer.
Nicholas! Please, Nicholas! Don't put us through this, Nicholas! You're grooming us, Nicholas! I don't know why, I thought that was written in Chud's perspective.
Please, Nicholas. Don't put us through this, Nicholas. You're grooming us, Nicholas.
A mother desperately wanted her child to be groomed. Many people before me have tried to groom this kid. Some of them were even the best groomers in the state. So I knew this was my time to shine. I told the kid's mother,
Why does it say it's called my exercise being a groomer instead of my experience being a groomer? What are the comments? Best April Fool's video of the year. How much do you want to bet people will look at the title and make a whole video accusing you of being a groomer? This April Fool's joke is great. Just a robot, more like just a groomer. I wonder how many dramas will start because of this joke video. How's your day going? A joke video almost got Jar cancelled.
that no matter what happens, I will do everything in my power to groom their child. I held the kid down and started working my
I'm sorry, bro. You can't say stuff like that. Even
magic. Every time they tried to bite me, I would push them down further on my stool. I was starting to get hot, sweaty, and exhausted, but I knew I could outlast this kid.
What?
Told the kid that I was going to do this until completion, but if they were good from here on out, I would—
Okay, this is not how a hairdresser talks! That's not how a hairdresser talks!
Nika, do you think Jake Doolittle is the only YouTuber who knows how the knee grows?
Thank you, Nate. I guess.
You what? Give them some candy at the end. And surprisingly, that worked! I gave the kid a lollipop to suck on while I finished up the grooming.
This is so fucking crazy.
That worked! I gave the kid a lollipop to suck on while I finished up the grooming. From that day onward, I decided to add another slogan to my van, and that slogan was, free candy. My business started booming after that. I was grooming kids left and right. Eventually, even the newspaper started talking about me.
Person? Who is Bunty King? Nicholas DeOrio?
But unfortunately, my business didn't take off as much as I thought it would. And there are better child groomers out there than, well, me. So eventually I shut down my business and sold my van to some guy, I think his name was EDP or something like that. But that's not the only thing that made me stop being a child groomer. Having to deal with all the upset parents after their children start crying really weighs on your mental health after.
This needs, like, why is this video still going? The joke was like, maybe like 3 seconds. Like, aha, I get it, groomer is like, it means two different things.
For a while. So would I recommend becoming a child groomer? Well, if you have the stomach for it, certainly. And
is he gonna do like a big reveal? Like, I meant giving a haircut, guys.
After all, someone gotta groom those kids. After all, we don't want the world to be full of children who have long, messy hair, now do we?
You just got pranked.
I respect you. So,
oh no! What am I gonna do? Oh god, this is bad.
It certainly. And after all, someone gotta groom those kids. After all, we don't want the world to be full of children who have long, messy hair, now do we?
You just got pranked.
I wonder how many people are gonna take this video out of context.
I feel like, am I crazy? Even in context, this video is fucking freaky, dude.
Oh, this is gonna get demonetized for sure.
Mine will be green, probably. What are the comments on the original one? Why is this one way quiet?
Come as a shock to.
Okay, never mind. I hope you had fun watching this video. I'm hard at work on a video that might come out over 2 hours long, but here's something to tide you over. Huh, now I kind of wish you groomed your talent. I was groomed by your talent. Did I not ask you? I really hope this doesn't end up aging poorly. Cross text.
Oh no!
Oh. Yo, this guy's really good at giving haircuts. Jar, I cannot begin to tell you how hilariously bad of an idea this was. Finally, someone's still alive and isn't afraid of making dark jokes.
Who is Bunty King?
Oh, he predicted his own downfall 3 months ago.
Animals, but eventually I moved on to grooming humans. And
oh my god. 3 months ago, this aged like milk. For context, Jar was simping hard for a self-admitted groomer and went all in on defending her and lashed out at actual survivors, calling them out for not having the password to be allowed to comment and criticize before privating it, and several other commentary channels like Chud Logic. Oh, how did this never get to Chud? And other sites like Huey Farms and YouTube Drama have been watching and commenting on the spectacle. This never got to us. Smaggle found this, for the record. Smaggle found this today. Or not today, a couple days ago. And I meant to put this on the docket. Alright, guys. I needed to do this stream because I had so much shit I've been wanting to talk about for like 2 weeks. Haven't had an opportunity to do it. Every single time I want to cover something ridiculous happens. It's kind of happened again tonight, but whatever. I know, a lot of people have been getting on my case. Nick, when are you going to talk about this? It's a big story, you know? You haven't been covering it all week or whatever. Oh, Nick, you got to cover this. Oh, Nick, you've been a huge fan of this creator, and they've done something horrendous. And people have been calling on me going, Nick, when are you going to do it? When are you going to make the stream? When are you going to do the disavow? And yeah, tonight's the night. I'm talking, of course, about my favorite AI channel, I Am Peter. This is an Instagram Reels account that I've been covering for never, but I've been watching them religiously every single day. If you've been wondering where the Peter Griffin Ramadan shorts were coming from, this would be the account. They actually have a YouTube presence, and it's probably a lot less risky than engaging on Instagram because they have a very different TOS over there. But this is my favorite AI
a person?
Peter Griffin account.
Nicholas DeOrio?
If you're wondering, like, you've seen these before, right?
Nicholas DeOrio wiggler. Also imagine being so bull blacks that you still try and go after Nick on Twitter even after everything.
God, maybe I'll pull that up, but it was bad on his part. I'm actually broken up about this. It sounds sarcastic, but I'm really actually super upset about this. So you've seen this meme before, I imagine.
Hey, Stewie, should we go to Cleveland's house and call him the N-word?
You know what? Let's do it. It will be fun.
Astaghfirullah. Both of you, stop. Islam forbids racism. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, no Arab is superior to a non-Arab, and no non-Arab is superior to an Arab except in piety.
Wait, really? So Islam's against racism?
Absolutely.
I love these shorts. I've been watching them religiously, and it's infuriating.
Hey, Dad, check it out. I'm thinking about getting a huge dragon tattoo on my back.
Cool, right?
Astaghfirullah, Chris. Tattoos? Do you even know what Islam says about them?
I'm sorry. This is fantastic. This is great. And now there's like new ones where they're like communist.
I really
like communist Peter. I've seen Muslim Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, this is a whole new genre created off of this I am Peter guy.
Peter, why are you forcing Lois to wear a hijab? What is this? The Middle Ages?
Astaghfirullah, Stewie. I'm not forcing her to do anything. In Islam, wearing the hijab is a personal choice.
Exactly, chat. Exactly. It's a personal choice. That's why Half-White Frogan continues to wear it.
Something anyone should be forced into.
Oh, really? Doesn't seem like much of a choice in most places.
That's culture, not religion. The Quran encourages modesty for both men and women.
Yes!
But it's always about intention and sincerity. There is no compulsion.
Thank you, Peter!
In religion, Stewie. That's straight from the Quran.
So Lois wears it because she wants to?
Exactly. It's her way of showing faith, not something I control.
So today I found out I was going to my favorite fucking account, all right? I was going to my Imane Peter. Now, notice this account is small, whatever, on the on YouTube. It's got like 100 subs or whatever. But on Instagram, it's got 80,000 followers. Okay, I was going to my favorite account. I was just scrolling. And all of a sudden, I've had to download these because I imagine they're gone. I shit you not. Do not fucking do this. Whatever it says on the screen right now, do not support whatever I'm about to play you. But my jaw hit the fucking floor today. I had no idea it was going in this direction.
Hey, Dad, can I borrow some money? I want to invest in Ethereum. Everyone says it's the next big thing.
Astaghfirullah. Chris, Ethereum? That's old news, son.
What do you mean? It's huge right now.
Because you haven't heard about Imam Peter Coin.
Come on,
Launching
bro!
February 8th, it's trustworthy, integrated AI, and built for success. While other coins...
Dude, my favorite AI account made a shitcoin! This is ridiculous! Are you fucking kidding me? Unironically, they created a shitcoin. What the fuck, dude?
Coin. Launching February 8th, it's trustworthy, integrated AI, and built for...
Imam Peter's doing the rug, bro!
Success. While other coins fluctuate, Imam Peter Coin stays.
Is that your pitch, Peter? Sounds better than Chris's investment ideas, though.
All right, I'm interested. But this better not be one of your schemes, Dad.
Trust me, Chris. Imam Peter Coin is the future. Join the Telegram group through the link in bio to
Bro, this is so shady.
Be the first to know when it's dropping. Don't miss out.
Thank you for the goal, and I appreciate you not investing in Imam Peter Coin. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you putting it in a good investment, me. Holy shit. And you think that's it? That was like 5 hours ago? This is still like a breaking news story. I can't believe nobody else has covered it yet, right? But there's also like a second video.
I've been hearing about Imam Peter Coin everywhere. Is it true that it is growing so fast?
It's not even out yet, Chris. You've been lied to.
Astaghfirullah, Chris. Of course it's true. Imam Peter Coin has the fastest growing community you've ever
It's not even released.
Seen. People from all over the world are joining in to make this the next big thing.
But why is everyone so hyped about it? What makes it different?
It's not just a coin,
I'm
Chris.
so angry.
It focuses on an AI project you can try for yourself in the Telegram group already. We are fast growing and already got a solid community.
Sounds huge. So when are we hitting the moon?
Soon, Chris. Very soon. Just wait.
This is so ridiculous. I can't believe this is real. I can't believe this is real. I can't believe my fucking favorite AI account is doing shitcoins. Like, it's just insane. It's so fucking crazy. And they shut off the comments too. So if you actually go here, you can't comment on the Imam Peter Coin things, but you can comment on all the other ones.
Guys, I messed up. I ate a sandwich during Ramadan.
Apparently on this one, he wanted to correct there's a disagreement between Islamic scholars on the subject. Like, this guy apparently really cares about Islam.
Stewie, I got a call from your daycare. Why did you hit another kid?
Because he took my toy truck.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad. All right. Well, that's the opening monologue today. I don't think it was as people expected, but my God, that's just so upsetting. I'm actually super fucking upset right now. It is what a horrible mood to start the stream. I tweeted about this and everyone thought I was joking. I think Justin Wang made it hit like the Justin Wang algorithm, but I literally was not. I was not kidding. I'm so upset. The AI Peter Griffin Muslim Quran Instagram reel account I followed just launched a shitcoin. Dude, imagine somebody wakes up from a fucking coma. They've been out for 15 years or something, and the first thing they hear is the AI Peter Griffin Muslim Quran Instagram reel account I followed just launched a shitcoin.